Hi, good morning everybody. This is Brittany at Big Cat Rescue here in Tampa, Florida. And while I was firing up this feed to make sure that you guys could come on over and join us and share this and tag your friends in the comments, we're gonna do a virtual keeper tour today, but I spotted Miss Bailey Bobcat enjoying a little zen moment. So it looks like our moderators are here and you guys are sharing and alerting each other. So welcome, welcome. We have an amazing tour guide with us today, and that's going to be Jen. Jen R's been here for over 20 years, so she's got a world of knowledge for you guys about all of the cats here, and she's going to lead us on a virtual keeper tour. So she is setting up right now. I just wanted to make sure you guys all got the alert. Isn't that fun? Like, you can barely see that that's Bailey, but I zoomed right in on her. All right, so we've got Jen. Hello. Jen's here at our keeper cabin. She got all set up and ready. Take us away, lady.
So today we're going to be doing our keeper tour. This is a tour that historically we offered as tours on site, but due to COVID, a lot of our tours are going virtual. So here we are, a virtual keeper tour.
Yep.
So during the keeper tour, normally on a day-to-day basis, we're always worried about the animal's physical well-being. But one of the things that people don't realize is we're also worried about their mental well-being. So on the keeper tour, we're going to go over something called enrichment. Enrichment is something that stimulates the animal's minds and encourages them to do natural behaviors. So since these animals are in enclosures, you're going to see how nice their enclosures are. We make sure they're all on dirt, they have grass, they have different levels and places to hide. However, it can get a little bit boring at times to them. So we our enclosures are as enriching as possible, but we like to supplement too.
Yes.
So some of those natural behaviors that we're looking for is for them to rub on things, scent mark, that kind of a thing. And how we are able to do that is we use things like spices. So this is some Cuban oregano.
Ooh,
no, actually it's Cuban.
fancy.
Fancy. So we have a lot of fresh herbs today. We got some herbs donated from some of our volunteers and our supporters, so that's really fun. But we also have spice. Oh, let me grab this. There we go. We have spice that's also just like your dried spice too. So we give them everything from cinnamon to oregano to catnip you're going to see today. But we don't give them any onion because that's mean.
Yes. Or pepper.
Pepper, that's really mean. And salt, they really don't need that.
Yes.
So, and it doesn't encourage it. But everything else pretty much we give them, and it encourages that behavior to roll around and scent mark.
Yep.
One of the other things that also encourages that is perfume. So we have some perfume today, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this on a tube. As you can see here, we have paper tubes. We use toilet paper tubes and paper towel tubes. And we'll spray a little bit of perfume on here. This is used for us to attract mates and things, and it kind of does the same kind of idea for them. They get, ooh, all excited.
Yep.
So you'll see a lot of that kind of natural behavior that we're encouraging as well. So we also have something that we're going to give out today, and it's called sickles. So this one is a blood sickle.
Yep.
And what happens is we feed these animals red meat. This is USDA grade meat, and it comes to us frozen. Well, as it thaws, some of the juices run out, and we make different sickles with it. So today we made blood sickles. We have, as I saw, this is a mackerel sickle. So we take mackerel and put it in a blender with some water and then refreeze it. And we also have this little, let's see, I think this one is a salmon sickle. So we make sardini martinis, we call them. So we come up with all sorts of different ideas and ways to explain it. But the cats, it's a different way for them to get the food. They're like, oh, it's not just my food is here. They have a little bit of a challenge to get to it.
Yep.
But then also we are a sanctuary where these animals stay here for the remainder of their lives. So we have a very geriatric community here, and they have a very high protein diet. And so it can be taxing on their kidneys, especially as they get older. And so they need some additional fluids. So instead of taking them, putting them in a squeeze cage, bringing them over to the hospital, putting a needle in them to give them fluids, we just give them a sickle every day. And they love their additional fluids.
They do.
So enrichment, as well as what we're going to go into next, is operant conditioning. But both of them are used for us to be able to care for these animals with the least amount of stress to them as well as us. So we're able to shift animals and give them a sickle. They're happy as can be while we're able to do some maintenance to their enclosures. Like I said, the sickles, we're able to give additional fluids. So there's all sorts of different things that we're using that for. Now, what I spoke about operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a positive reinforcement way of training behaviors. So you get more bees with honey, for sure. So the sanctuary here, red meat is one of our favorites. Again, this is USDA grade beef. And so we have little pieces of red meat here. We're going to ask them to do behaviors, not like jump through hoops of fire or do any behaviors that are not for us to be able to use it for medical reasons. But we're asked them to come over to the side of the enclosure. We ask them to lay down. We ask them to show us our take a piece of meat so we can see their eyes and their mouth really well. But also, this is a perfect little pill pocket for if we need to give them any medications. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we practice this all the time. Because if the only time you give them this piece of meat with it has a pill in it, they're gonna know it. So we practice this all the time so they don't even know. Maybe give them a couple pieces without a pill and then one with the pill, and they have no idea they've even gotten a pill. In theory. In theory. We have some that let and spit it right out. Exactly. But it works 90% of the time. Right.
Sometimes you have to get fancy with the type of meat you're giving them, and
very creative here. So I think that is all my explanations.
I think so, yeah. So, I will follow you. You lead the way.
Great.
I know I know she's going to show us a good variety of all the species that live here at Big Cat Rescue. So if you guys just joined in, thank you very much for joining us. We're going to follow Jen, who has been a keeper out here for over 20 years. So she's got a lot of experience. She's going to show us some cats and show us all about enrichment and operant conditioning. So she made up some goodies. Here is all of those fresh herbs that she mentioned. We've had several keepers come in and bring those plants, and now they are always next to the enrichment cabin. Thank you guys to anyone who's donating, everyone who's sharing, and everyone helping answer questions. I don't like to interrupt. I like to let the guide do the guiding. So if you guys do have questions, there's plenty of people in the comments that can help you guys out.
All right, so we are going to start out. We're going to give Mrs. Claus and Running Bear some tubes with grass with this oregano that's been rubbed on here to make it smell really good.
Nice.
From what I hear from the keepers, they like it.
Good.
That is, and while we wait, I'm going to really quick load up some fish.
Oh yes, fish for Beecher, who was yelling at us before we...
So even though I talked about the red meat that we give the cats, we have some cats that they have their other favorites. And Beecher is one of our hybrids, and he really likes fish. So we're going to use some fish to do some operant conditioning with him.
Great. Yeah, he was already hollering at us.
That's because this morning he said he didn't like chicken. He ate kibble.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna see Running Bear and Mrs. Claus and Beecher.
We're gonna do the enrichment first and then the operant.
Okay, yep, we don't like to mix the meat juice and scent with the paper products, so she'll do that part at the end. Oh, thanks.
I'll leave this here.
Yeah.
It's not my way.
Yep.
All right. Running Bear. Running Bear is an old guy, and he sleeps really soundly.
He does.
Sometimes it takes him a while to realize, oh, there's something.
Yep. He looks very cozy under that platform. Hi, Bear Bear. If you guys follow us regularly, you know that Running Bear is going to celebrate his 24th birthday this coming Tuesday. Hi, bud.
So the enrichment is all about the animals. If they come over, great. If they don't, then, you know, they'll find it later.
Yep. Running Bear usually plays with his not only right away, but usually for even days after if it stays in the enclosure. He's quite the playful guy.
For a little old crabby man.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna chew on the grass. I think he's impressed. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
I know. I know. So chewing on grass is a natural behavior for these guys. We've given them this, we call it pampas grass. I don't know if that's really what it's called, but
yeah.
We've given them this for years. They don't eat a ton of it. It's just a little bit. It's a little bit of a treat for them. Now with the paper tube that's around there, some of them, what they'll do is they'll tear open those tubes to get to the good stuff inside, which right now is just grass. But and that's a behavior that in the wild they would do. When they take down prey, they tear it open to get to the organs inside, which is the healthy stuff for them. So it is kind of encouraging that same behavior. Yeah. Here we do have one day when we feed whole prey, but other than that, everything is nice and cut up and diced, especially for Running Bear. His food is definitely diced up because he's an old guy.
Yeah, not a lot of teeth left.
Yeah, as you get older, your teeth start to have it.
Look at that.
Look at him.
Oh, it's like he's flossing or trying to eat spaghetti. That's adorable, buddy. Who would have known?
Yeah. All right, well, let's
so
leave
cute.
him to it.
Yep, he's going to be playing for a while.
See if Mrs. Claus wants it.
Okay.
Mrs. Claus is one that doesn't really come over a lot. She's kind of a little bit of a crowdy girl.
She is.
But we'll see if she wants to participate today.
And it's so sad because when she does play, she's quite literally the cutest thing on the whole planet.
Oh, here you go.
She and her, she's up here in her little barrel. Hi, Miss.
So in the morning, we have to collect all of her water bowls because throughout the evening, she likes to flip her water bowls and take them throughout her enclosure.
I know. I wish we had a camera on her so we could see it or hear it even. Yeah. I'm sure it's like a lot of clanging.
Yeah. Let me see if I can try to get this by her. Let's see how good of a shot I am. It's just not a good angle. Oh, no.
Oh, she saw it fly by though. All right, it'll be down there when you want it.
She'll go investigate it.
She will. Good job, Miss. I'll take that as a thank you. Yes. Oh, I do want to point out just if we want to just mention Loki real quick. So this is the enclosure that Loki is in. Jen actually mentioned that she saw him quite eager this morning. So if you want to tell everybody about Mr. Loki from this morning.
Yeah, so this morning he was running right over here because we come in through this door here to feed everybody. And he knew it was feeding time. And so he was running back and forth, and he would come. He would run over to the other side if we were feeding somebody over there, and then come running right back over.
Nice.
So he was definitely very alert. He likes his food.
Yes, he's an eater, yeah, for sure. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that he's checking out all the bubbles because he has like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he has 3 of these giant bubbles all connected. And so I know you guys probably wanted an update. You got one yesterday from Afton. So there's Jen's update. Yes. Loki was very excited for breakfast.
And Mrs. Claus, she can make a lot of noise. And she sounds super scary even though she's not.
Yeah.
And you might have seen her on a feeding tour. She looks a little weird too.
Yes.
And he was running right past her like, get out of here.
Yeah, like not phased.
He had no problem.
Oh, good. Awesome. Well, thank you. All right.
So let's go get Beecher.
Yeah.
His enclosure's getting cleaned right now, but we can still give him some.
Hey, Penny. Oh, he's over there Yeah, he's doing his morning landscaping.
Teacher. So I'm going to ask him to come to the side of the cage and do a couple different behaviors. We're not going to talk a lot in between it because we want to make sure we don't catch a behavior and we keep the cadence going and keep his attention.
Yes.
Because he gets distracted by his friends.
Very much so.
Teacher.
Ooh, yeah, the fish is slippery.
Lock out. Teacher. Teacher. Yeah. Lock out.
That slippery fish.
Right there. All right.
Good job, bud.
He's so cross-eyed.
He is, yeah, he really likes to.
So, as you can see, I was able to see his eyes really good, his nice cross-eyes.
Yes.
His teeth, he wasn't favoring one side of his mouth or the other. I asked him to come over and walk. He had no problems walking, no limping. I asked him to do it down. He took his precious time
He
to do
did.
it down, but I knew that he knew how to do it.
Yes.
So we waited him out to reward him.
Yeah.
We reward them when they have done the behavior that we're looking for. Then lockout, this is what we call lockout. This is where we feed them, as well as they have, this one in particular, they don't have water in, but the other one they do.
Yep.
We have a guillotine door here, so we can train them to go into lockout and then close that door behind them. A couple reasons we do that. First, if we need to move them, we can put a carrier on the other side and then encourage them into the carrier from the lockout. We can also do any vaccinations that we need to do without trying to run after them in their enclosure here. It's kind of a nice little area for us to do that. They don't stay in there very long, but we want to keep practicing it because the one time you put that door down, it takes a while to get their confidence back.
Yep, I just did that with Simba and I feel real bad. The story of that is, you know, so I'm a meds keeper. Every Monday night is my shift, and I have always given him his pill and his food in lockout. And so there are other people that kind of slide a tray into him wherever he may be, but I've always used lockout. So Marie, and I found out Marie does the same thing, and we were both here that day. So I was like, okay, well, if I can't get him, maybe Marie can. First try, of course, when I first walked over, all he wanted to do was show me his belly and roll around, and then he started eating grass, and then he was purring, and so he started making me feel real guilty. I was like, oh, this is gonna be bad. So then he finally came into lockout. As soon as he heard the door close behind him, all 4 of his feet like left the ground at one time, and he went full Halloween cat, but like didn't hiss, didn't like get upset or anything, and then he just ate shrimp after that. So he ate after being, but the initial sound of the door closing, he just jumped like out of his skin, and I felt terrible. So yeah.
It is. It's a scary noise.
It was.
Later on, we work on that with the animals. Some of them but Beecher's not quite at that point yet.
Yeah.
We have different levels that they're at within our program, and Beecher's not quite there. But you'll see some of our other cats. We can put the door down on them and things, and they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
That happens every day to me.
Yeah, I just get snacks anyway. It's fine.
All right, so
Well,
I
cool.
think we'll make our way over to, let's go to Jinx and Caracal area.
Okay, perfect. We'll never ever deny doing that. Yeah, it was funny because usually when you do get a cat into their lockout, all of a sudden they know something like changed, unless you immediately open it right back up. Well, of course, Afton and Aaron were ready with a transport cage, so he definitely knew that something was happening, but he still decided that he was going to definitely eat the shrimp that I tossed in for him. So that's a little bit funny because they don't usually eat when they're being transported. You've seen Flint do it, and I thought he was the exception, but nope. Simba Savannah, who is in there, and Aaron, I think this morning posted a photo for us in our keeper workplace area showing that already just 2 full days inside, his nose is looking tremendously better. So I think we're really going to be able to help him and his quality of life. So I'm very, very excited and proud about that. All right, so we're going to go see Jinx and our Caracals. Thank you again to anybody who has donated, everybody who's sharing, and everybody who is helping in the comments.
Operant with Jinx first, since I have meaty hands.
Yep, sounds good.
And then we're gonna bring over a sickle to one of our Caracals.
Okay, sounds good.
And that'll be okay to still have meaty hands.
Yeah.
Linda is bringing me some additional sticks.
Oh, nice. Okay, I actually have one on my cart as well, so.
I realized, I'm like, oh, darn it.
Oh yeah, the big guys, yep. Yeah, I always keep an emergency stick, and then as soon as I've used it, I take it back. But every time I'm out driving around, it never fails. I need one, so I'm like...
All right, so we got to find Mr. Jinx, because he's got a very large...
He does. Lately, he's been hanging out in like this back bubble after breakfast, but he'll prove me wrong today. He'll be at the other end. Oh, he's right there by the lockout.
Oh,
yeah.
Jen always likes to give me treats.
So we've got our Jinxie.
Jinx is a black leopard, and he's a very smart guy. He's very smart, and when I say smart, he's extremely food motivated.
Yes.
So the more they're food motivated, the easier it is to work with them and get them to be trained. Again, we're using red meat with him, but figure out when you're working with your animals at home what their favorite food is, and maybe take that out of their diet or give it to them only on special occasions and use it for training. Because if you give them something that's just regular for them, a lot of times they're not going to be as motivated to learn as other food.
Yep.
So what we're going to do with Jinx today is we're also going to put that lockout down.
Okay.
So as we talked about earlier, that lockout sound can be very scary to a lot of the cats. To Jinx, we've worked on this a lot. So one of the stories I like to tell is at my house, I have multiple cats. And if any of you have ever had to take your cat to a vet, when you bring out the carrier, what happens? No cats, right? They're like, oh my God, it's that time. Well, what I do is every now and again, I pull out the carrier and I have a catnip party. And I put catnip all over. And so they're like rubbing on the carrier and everything. So when I go to the vet, I bring out the carrier. Everybody's like, yay, catnip party. And I'm like trying to figure out which cat is good. No, you get out of here. You go in the carrier. So, but you have to practice it all the time. If you don't practice it, you're not going to have the same consequences.
Yes, yep.
Reaction.
Yep.
So here we go with Mr. Jinx. Lock out. Jinx. Sometimes he needs to know what's going on.
Yeah, he's got to know it's a real thing that's happening. Actually going to stay back here to give her plenty of clearance all the way around. It's a very long rope, yeah.
It's gonna be hard for me to show you guys.
I was gonna say I could potentially do it, but maybe yeah, if you pull it off and then do it. At least it's on the safety gate.
Lock out.
He's like, whoop, closed in now. Here we go.
That's it. I'm sorry, Dad. That's it.
You did so good.
You guys can see his eyes are fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
You always have beautiful eyes.
Yes. Hi, sir.
He had no problem eating. He definitely didn't have any problem running.
Nope.
He even actually just stayed in lockout and sat there and waited because he's just done this quite a few times.
Nope.
So very good boy.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, definitely easy to have him come over when we need to see him. If there was an issue, he would definitely come running over for a piece of meat. If he had a hot spot, which a hot spot is like when they have a bug bite or something and they lick the spot and it becomes pink, then we would be able to see that as he's walking, get film of it, send it to our vets if we needed to. So again, the reason that we do this is not because we're having them jump through hoops of fire or trying to get, you know, sell tickets or anything like that. It's more for us to be able to take care of them in a medical way, as well as just being able to shift them to maintain their enclosures without any stress to them or stress to us. And as you can see, he was the opposite of stressed.
Yes, he's very much not stressed.
Eager participant. For sure. All right, you
Good job.
You guys to go.
Yep, we're moving along. So she's got her sickle. We're gonna go see if Cyrus is around. I'm sure he will be.
Oh, Cyrus, he will be happy about it. So he is getting, I think it's the mackerel sickle.
Ooh, okay. That'll be
So
interesting.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows? But again, the sickles, so they have a couple different purposes. First purpose is because we want to be able to see them, have them come over and stay in one place so that we can check them out if there's an issue. Also, we get to give them additional fluids. We could shift them from one side of the enclosure to the other and have them stay in that side. And they really like him.
Yes. And I'll throw in a bonus. That is how I was able to groom Tiger Lily, and that's also how I'm able to groom Cyrus.
Nice.
Yep, because they're so obsessed with the sickle that they'll stay in one spot. Oh, he's in his sneaky spot. He learned a lot living by Jinx.
So when it's somebody like this that's excited about it, what I do is the sneak.
Yep. Good job. Oh, we must like the mackerel.
A lot of them are smart enough to flip it over, so the goodies on the bottom are at the top.
You even got a trill out of him. It was a nice trill. There you go. Guess you're one of the smart ones, bud.
So Cyrus is a Caracal. Caracal in Turkish means black ear. You can see how he got that name. He's also called a desert lynx commonly because of those tufts on the top of their ears. But you can see he doesn't have any stripes or any spots, so he would live more in like a Savannah type plains type area. They are extremely great at catching birds, and rodents and things like that are their normal prey. Cyrus came here with Chaos. She's a female Caracal. They came together. A lot of times when people ask us, well, do you have cats together, or why aren't they together, or why are they together? The owners brought Cyrus and Chaos together, and they said, oh yeah, they're great. They love each other. They really hang out. Well, now that they got a little bit more room, they decided, no, we don't really like each other. They were just forced to be together. So we noticed, as keepers, that Cyrus was always on the top of his platform, and we called it his man cave. Well, then we started realizing, wait a minute, that's because she's kind of not nice to him when he comes out of his man cave.
Yep.
So Cyrus got his own place. He can see her. If you look, she's watching.
She's staring over here.
That I didn't bring her
Aww.
sickle. That is super rude.
Hi, Chaos.
Oh, I may have to leave you guys for a second.
Yeah, you might want to bring her one. Yeah, and actually I've been training her with sickles to come to the very edge and stay so that we can groom her.
Good.
Because she is one that really, really needs the grooming around the neck. He lets me do it, but she won't yet. But if I get her used to the sickle by the side, I like fingers crossed she'll let me do it.
And she is one that we're constantly searching for.
Yes, she's very sneaky. Okay.
So I'll be right back.
All right.
You guys watch them.
Sounds good. Jen's gonna go get Chaos a sickle from the cart real quick. So I'll take this moment just to thank you guys again for everybody watching, everybody donating, and everybody sharing this. We really appreciate that. Of course, Cyrus pushed his right into a little group of weeds there, so. Don't worry, lady. She's coming right back with yours. Is she watching you? I know, she's probably super jealous now. If you guys joined in late, you guys are going to be able to rewatch this. It'll post automatically on our Facebook page, and it's also going to be at dailybigcat.com. So we started out with a great introduction as far as what enrichment and operant conditioning is and why we spend so much time doing that here at Big Cat. Jen is our guide today, and she just mentioned right before this that in July it's going to be her and Matt's either 23rd or 24th anniversary of being volunteers out here. And that's just absolutely amazing and just so inspiring. My husband and I in June will have our 6-year keeper anniversary, so it's really, really inspiring to be around people that have dedicated so much time to their lives to this place. Oh, she ducked right back in as soon as you came back. Yep. Can get this sickle, lady. There we go.
Oh, I did it perfect for
Perfect. Plus I'll get a good view. Yeah, I want her to get used to somebody like hovering and lingering, and yeah, good job, lady.
Well, and you can see how she's a little more petite than him. In cat world, the males typically are larger than the females. And he's got a big fat head.
He does. He's our pumpkin head.
He says, I heard that.
I love,
you're okay.
My favorite part about her ear tufts, because his still stands straight up and hers, like the humidity, Florida humidity has made her little pom-poms flop. Because I have pictures of her when they first arrived and hers were perfectly straight.
Oh.
So I really do blame the humidity.
It happens to me too, but I get frizz.
Yes, yes, mine's frizz as well, yep. That is so funny.
Well, and their behaviors are totally different, and that's one of the things that keepers notice is when, like, if she was being super, super friendly, we'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Cyrus is the biggest flirt ever. He walks around and calls and chats with you and rubs on stuff and shakes his butt. If he wasn't doing that and he was acting more like her, hiding in a den, then we would be like, what's going on? So that's one of the things that our keepers really, if we say to our vet, they're just not acting right, our vets understand that it's true.
And
it's just,
and we know it. Like, we put too much time in to not notice their mannerisms.
Yeah.
Good
and I'm
job.
sure a lot of people at home, you guys have the same thing. You have some of your cats that are like, hello, 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 the Walmart greeters, and some of them that are like, oh my God, people just showed up. No way.
I'm out of here. Well, enjoy, kiddos.
I was trying to see Zukari on vacation, but...
I just keep seeing screenshots from people where he's laying in the middle upside down. Yeah, okay. He's showing his belly to the world.
Oh, we'll get him to come over here and we'll give him a paper enrichment. See if that gets him to...
Oh, I think he's on the naughty list. Yeah, he's the naughty list.
Wow.
He can do loose spice though.
Oh, okay, cool.
He does like think it's, he definitely loves catnip. Catnip, Zucaria and catnip's probably the cutest thing anybody will ever see in their life. It's so silly.
I'll show you guys the naughty list that we're
Yes,
talking about.
yeah.
And it's been a while since I did a keeper tour, so I am referring to that part of it.
Yes, that is why we have them. Anytime you give a tour, when we were open to the public, we always carried this sheet with us.
So this is the Enrichment Restrictions. This is the naughty list.
Yep.
And as you can see, some of them are not allowed to have paper, which Zucari is one of those.
Yep.
He can't have paper because he eats it.
Yes, he does.
If they eat the paper once, no big deal. But we don't want them to continue doing that because they can get blocked up and then they have to go to the vet, and that's not good.
Yeah.
Kimba also, he's only able to get enrichment from certain people. So that's on here as well. Now we have, this is the nice list. These are our cats who do very well with operant conditioning. And so they are the ones that we're encouraged to use. Both you and I are on the enrichment or the operant conditioning committee, so we are tasked with working with all of the cats so we can assess who's at what point and what stage in the program, and then assign them to the proper trainers.
Right. Yeah.
So aside from the keeper tour, we do operant conditioning all day long. There's certain people that are certified that are assigned to certain animals, and we swap that around. So. But he's not coming over.
No, he doesn't seem that eager.
He seems quite enriched by his very large enclosure.
He is, yes. You guys can watch him. He's only been out there for, I think, a little over a week. So I think he's got till next Thursday. I think it's June 3rd. Actually, so that's this Thursday.
Oh.
So yeah, he's at bigcatcams.com. You can find the Funcation camera.
So thank you, ma'am. My sticks are coming.
Yay! More operant sticks from Barbara.
Thank you. All right. Due to COVID and how we've found that that big cats can get COVID, we're making sure that we use different sticks on the different big cats.
Yep.
And I forgot to grab my sticks, so I did a help.
And that's also why you'll see that Jen and I are still wearing masks. We are still having a lot of mask protocols here, even though the mass majority of us are already fully vaccinated. But at this point, because there's no research being done or vaccines done for the cats at this point, anytime we're interacting with food or anytime that we're going to be within 6 feet of each other or the cats, we are still wearing masks. So I just want to clear that up. A lot of people like to ask, why are you outside in a mask? Well, food and cats. We wouldn't.
we wouldn't wear it if we didn't have to.
Yep.
Because it's sweaty and hot.
It's very hot. Today is very humid. We finally have rain chances in the forecast for like the first time in months.
We cannot leave without giving him
No, we can't. Mr. Handsome. Here's Manny. So she's going to give him a sickle before we leave. He knows he's getting something now. Nikita does like sickles from time to time, but she usually is way more into just getting actual food.
So with him, I prefer to lock him away when I get the sickle, just because he could be a little bit of an aggressive guy. So I'm going to real quick close the door and then show you guys how we can shift them from one side of the enclosure to the other.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave my sickle here first.
Okay. Sounds good. So she's going to walk around the other side. We're going to just stay back this way. This is also how we are now cleaning cats like Kimba and Manny, is that they are always closed a bubble away from where we are working.
Now, as you can see, he is locked over here. If we need to do any maintenance to that side of the enclosure or anything, we could safely. You can see, he's not stressed out about it at all. Now he's mad.
Yeah, now he's like, well, how am I supposed to get that? Well, she's gonna go reopen.
Come on, Manny.
He just tripped over that tree root. He being sneaky. Someone's being sneaky. Good job, buddy. Now you can come try it. It's over here. Right in front of you. Good job. Gotta pull it out of that palmetto. He's so smart. He'll flip it on its end. Move it wherever he wants to move it.
He's a smart one. He flips his.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him actively trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
Walk past real quick.
Yeah. Once he flips it, he'll settle in and there he goes.
Manny is also extremely smart because when we clean him, we shift him away from the area that we're cleaning. And there's one area that he stays in all the time and he won't shift until we bring him a sickle. And then he shifts because of the sickle. So he's trained us to give him a sickle every day. Like, there he goes. I flipped it.
Yep, it's flat now.
So Manny is a Jaguar. Jaguars have very, very strong mouths and jaws. They are one of the strongest jaws in the cat world. They live in South America and they have a little different diet than a lot of the animals. They are very interested in eating caiman, which is a very difficult animal to be able to catch. So that is one of the reasons that they have that strong jaw.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it.
Yeah, he loves crunching it. It's always like, ugh.
My teeth always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You can see his tongue that he's licking that. You can see what the cats use that tongue for is they have a very, very barbery and kind of a rough tongue. And that helps them with pulling the fur and the feathers off of their prey. It helps them to be able to, you know, get through that meat easier. 2 or 3 kisses on your arm and it's starting to hurt. So.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yes.
Good job, sir.
All right.
Enjoy.
Well, he's gonna enjoy while we go and we can do operant with Kimba.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right.
All right, we're gonna pop just right over here and see Kimba Tiger. You must be the bravest person in the world if you don't think Manny or any other type of jaguar or tiger or lion or any other exotic cat isn't scary. Ooh, they are scary. They are not pets. They are not meant to be interacted with.
All right. We also want to make sure that the size of the meat that we give them is appropriate. So you wouldn't give a bobcat the same size of meat as you would a big guy like him. So we're going to give him some nice big pieces of meat.
Great. Hi, sir. Thanks for showing up. Your belly's wet. You were swimming.
Maybe afterwards we'll give him a little
Yeah.
shower.
A little shower. Good job, sir.
I've worked with Kimba quite a bit, falling in love
Yep, big time. Sure, yep. I'll slide over here.
We're gonna go over here so we have a lockout.
Okay.
Kimba! Where did the big cat go?
Sneakiness. No, take the stick, especially the end of the stick. It's the part we put the meat on.
So if they do grab the stick, then what we do is we don't fight with them.
Nope.
Like, you have the stick?
Yep,
That's
take the
fine.
stick.
Sometimes if we turn it, it'll help. But then also, if we drop meat, which you saw I did earlier with that fish, we don't go and grab it. We make sure that we give them another piece of meat, get their mouth full, and then take the stick and pull the meat back over by us so that we're safe. A full mouth is a happy mouth is a safe mouth.
Yes.
Kimba, come on, watch out. Kimba. Watch out.
That's a noise we haven't heard in a long time. We've got thunder. There we go. That was more gentle. That's what I'm used to. Good job. Whoa, sir. Why are you so unpredictable today?
A lot of people will say, oh, get closer to them. Oh, do this. Oh, get the picture better. You never know, and it happens that fast.
Yep, exactly.
Kimba's not the only one that does that. Other cats do too. And as we work with the cats, we see it more and more often. We have a very good appreciation for what these guys are capable of. We love them and, you know, want to make sure that they're safe, but we always know that there is that moment when you may expect it, you may not. And you saw he was happy as could be.
He was in a down position. That's the most chill they can be.
And he just, within a second, he didn't even change his eyes. At least Sapphire would change her eyes.
Yes, I was gonna say, I usually can see it in their eyes right before they're gonna be like super crazy. Smalls has a tell where I'm like, you're about to swipe at me, like, so yeah, but he doesn't. He's something.
If he would have stayed, I would have given him a shower. He likes the hose being like showered by the hose.
Yes, he does.
But he threw his fit and walked away.
Yep, can't get any more enrichment then.
We don't reward negative behavior.
Correct, yeah. We don't reprimand, but we don't reward is basically the way that operant works.
Yes, because if you say no, they really don't know the word no.
Right.
So you're like, no, no, no. And they're just like, attention, attention, attention.
Correct,
great,
yeah.
great, which is what they're looking for.
Yes, exactly.
So it does actually the opposite. It makes it harder to train because you're not giving them a clear signal.
Yes, yep, exactly.
All right, so let's go over to Miss Nick.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Let's
Yep.
see. Used sticks, new sticks. And Nikki, she's on a little bit of a weight restriction. We want to make sure that we're monitoring how much she eats, so she's going to get a little bit smaller pieces than Kimba, but she'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll still enjoy it.
All right, so let's go on over.
Okay.
She may be here. Do we want to walk through?
Yeah, we can walk through here. Yeah, because if cleaners haven't opened her up, she's over here somewhere. All right, so we're gonna go see Miss Nikita. Oh, no, it looks like she might be open.
Yep, she's open.
And what we're referring to is she has a water bowl out here in her big open air section. So at feeding time, we close her into her roof section so that cleaners can safely scrub and refresh her favorite water bowl, which is this one. And then once that's done, we open her up and she gets to come on out to her open air.
Nikki, come on. She's sleeping. We might have to walk over there.
Yeah.
You guys get to see the backside.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't want to make her go too far. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Come on, Nick.
Knickknacks. Whoa.
Watch your step here.
Okay, thanks. Hi, ladies.
Nikki's getting to be an old girl, so we really watch how she walks. She's getting a little bit more lameness.
Yep, she's 20 years old. Times that by 6. That's what she'd be in human years. So she's part of that geriatric population Jen referenced.
You want to talk about the down? We're not going to have it down.
Yeah, yep. When they reach this type of age, we typically just do the very basics of calling them to the side and just kind of keeping them here and giving them treats. If we had to do a down, we'd probably only do one down. We wouldn't keep her like up and down and then walk again and then lay back down. That's for the youngins. But for cats like Nikki, we just...
At the bare minimum, we want them to come over and take meds off of a stick.
Yep, exactly. Good job, lady. Good girl.
You want the one that fell?
She's like, of course.
Where are you going?
Oh, she's like, I'll go ahead and do it down. With an old girl like this, you can always end on down, and that way she's just already comfy again.
She picked it.
She did. Yeah, she's like, oh, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what we're doing today.
Hi, sweetheart. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I know, honey. Look at that pretty paw. Look at that pretty paw. You guys can watch Nikita at bigcatcams.com as well. You'll just find the Nikita Lioness camera. And you can watch her sleep 24/7.
Yeah. But get a picture of her eyes again. She has the prettiest eyes.
Does.
Those golden eyes are just
Hi,
so
sweetheart.
gorgeous.
Here, let's get you in focus.
Oh, that's such a good video.
Good
oh my gosh.
girl. Thanks, baby.
So Nikki, she is on her own. Lions in the wild, they would live with other lions, but Nikki, she was confiscated in a drug bust, and she had already been declawed. Declawing, they don't just pull out the nails, they chop off the top of their toes. So that's why she has a little bit of arthritis there, but then also she's just getting old and a big girl.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the feds got her, they weren't expecting to have a lion there.
Mm-hmm.
And so they took her to the local zoo. The local zoo had a pride that was getting along, all clawed, and Nikki just didn't get along with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we've put her next to other cats. She does not like other cats at all. Even bobcats bother her.
Mm-hmm.
So she has her own enclosure here. So we listen to the animal. We do also think about the species, but she's just her own little kind of lion.
Yeah,
So we have her in an area where she sees people. She likes seeing people. But you can see over there's a whole bunch of palmettos, so she doesn't see the enclosure next to her.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just making Nikki as happy as possible.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, babe. All your whole fan club is on here, including Robin. Whoa. I know, baby.
Aww.
Good job. Thank you.
She's got a big fan club.
She sure does. All right. So we've got about 8 minutes or so from when we started.
I say we go to vacation rotation.
Okay, sounds good.
We can go there and then...
Nobody would complain if you want to give Amanda a sickle while we're out there, so.
Oh, there's lots to do out there.
Yes, there is. And again, if you guys came in late or you've missed any part of this, you can rewatch it at dailybigcat.com, or it'll post automatically on our Facebook page.
Oh, I have to tell you today, so Aria gets medication in the morning.
Yes.
And she's usually in her den waking up, and I'm like, Aria, couldn't find her. all of a sudden, from the back of her enclosure, this big splash comes running and jumps on top of one of her dens. I'm like,
aww.
oh, that hurts.
She was ready.
She was proud of herself.
That's good. All right, so we're gonna head out to the outback area where our 2.5 acre vacation rotation enclosure is. And we will wrap up out there. So thank you guys again, anybody who donated, anybody who has shared this, all of you that are answering questions. Kimba back on his platform. We do have a couple good big birthdays coming up in June. As I mentioned, Running Bear Bobcat will be celebrating his 24th birthday this Tuesday. By the end of the month, our big, beautiful Kali tiger will be 21. You can see her snoozing in her den there. All right, here's your zen moment with the lake. And I do hope to do a live. It'll be weather permitting in the morning and just probably be a typical walkabout. And then it's my rehab meds day, which now takes a very long time. But I do hope you are all having a safe Memorial weekend. And I really appreciate you guys giving up a little bit of your time on Sunday to join us. Oh, we weren't even gonna have to beg her out of the middle. She's right here.
I'm wondering, would anybody protest if we did operant and enrichment with her?
I do not think anybody would.
She's so good at it.
Yes, she is.
So when these guys first came, they were our what do we
Witness
call it?
protection. Yep.
And they were our witness protection cats. We couldn't talk a lot about them or their history or anything. And we started doing enrichment with them, and we realized that they kind of liked eating the paper. And they've since backed off of that. But what we would do is we would give them loose spice. And so we started calling them the Spice Girls. So she is a Spice Girl.
Yes, she is.
So we're going to give her some cinnamon after we do operant conditioning.
Nice. Sounds good.
And see what happens.
All right.
All right, these are the bad ones, these are the good ones.
Ooh, I know. So she's in a 2.5 acre enclosure, but she is up here in the roof section right now. It's going to make it easier for us to get her attention.
We'll do it in this lockout so that if they wanted to, they could go on the camera that's on.
Yeah. Yep. There's a feeding lockout camera for vacation rotation at bigcatcams.com as well. So if anybody's watching that, they'll see this up close on that camera as well.
Lockout. Jasmine, lockout.
So she's showing you that lockout example. Say the vet needed to come get a really up close look, or we needed photos or videos of a spot on her or her eyes or anything like that. This is our easiest way, because you can see Jen can actually walk around 3 sides of her very easily and up close here.
Yeah.
You can have her lay down. We can actually vaccinate the cats like this without having to sedate them. Back in the day, we used to use a topical flea medication, which we could just squirt right on them from here. Now we do an oral medication for that. So she can open the door and let her back out. You see, she didn't stress at all about being in there. Good job. She watched the door go up. Hang close so you can get your spices.
You gonna stay?
Hi, babe.
Stick around?
Ooh. Gonna get some spices, maybe?
Jazzy.
We're going.
Jazzy.
Ooh. So that is some cinnamon.
So for anyone who missed it, we give them spices like dried cinnamon, apple pie spice is a big favorite. Pumpkin pie spice is
That's
a
a big one, yeah.
But we also give them catnip. We give them oregano and basil. They like all of those kind of things. Only thing we don't give them is anything that would be like a dried onion or something is not good. But also pepper, that's just mean. And salt doesn't really have a smell and they don't need it.
Oh my goodness.
But the behavior that it's recreating, that's natural behavior for them, is to rub and roll. And have you ever let your dog out in the backyard and it comes back stinking like something? Because it's a natural behavior for them to find something super stinky to roll in.
Yep.
And so she's also doing a little bit of phlegming. So the cats have a Jacobson's organ in their mouth, and when if you've ever seen a cat walk up to another cat and sniff its butt, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Another natural behavior. Jen's had all the experience. She got out of there.
Here we go. Anyway. Yeah, that side does stuff too. I didn't get peed on though.
No, you got out of the way. Good for you. All those years of practice.
All those squats that I've been working on. There we go. Just anyway, they like to smell through their mouths. They can smell additional. Here she goes. And so, like if you see a cat go up to another cat's butt and sniff it, they're actually saying, "Give me more butt smell." They like. Yeah. So that's exactly what she's doing right now, with a whole bunch of drooling too.
Yes, lots of drooling. My goodness, lady. Was that a thank you? It was a thank you. I know. Goodness sakes. We don't want that end. All right, we're done with you, lady.
So they're, we try to make their enclosures extremely enriching. You can see about over there, they have a huge enclosure. There's different levels. This is one where we swap the cats out so they could smell the cat that was there before and pee on everything. They're very busy on vacation. But we also do supplement with this other enrichment stuff for them. Oh my goodness, what a busy morning.
You got to get some more water. You just, you're probably on empty now. Oh boy.
That wasn't a good show.
Right? That was a good one. You guys saw all the behaviors. Oh boy.
So Amanda, she needs a sickle.
Yep.
And it's Aria too.
Yep, sounds good. That's where we'll end with Aria and Amanda.
Amanda was crabby with me this morning.
Yeah, she's been doing that. She gave me a good one a week or two ago.
I gave her pork, she went, and I gave her chicken and she took it and spit it out. I'm like, oh. So Amanda, if you drop her bed or her meat, you're never going to get it back.
Yeah, it lives there now.
Oops, nothing. And so we had a bark off. Just go over there so I can get it back.
Yeah, because that's the tough part. If there's a supplement or a pill in it, you got to get it back, but you may just have to shift the cat away.
No.
Oh, I see an ear. Somebody's upside down.
Oh, and a paw.
An ear and a paw. Oh, Mandy. Hi, honey.
I came to make up for this morning.
That is the cutest view ever.
Look at your paw.
Look at your paw up there. Doing some kitty yogas. That's awesome. Well, we brought you a sickle, but if you're too comfy for it, it's okay. Yeah, it'll be there if you want it. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle of my upside down dog.
I'm kind of busy here. So I'm sure everyone knows Amanda, but just in case you haven't met Amanda yet, Amanda is a tiger, and she's a golden tiger. She came with 2 males as well. They have since passed away. She's a very mature girl. She's way over 20.
25.
Yeah.
She's officially the oldest on property.
Oh. So she has always been a crabby girl. So if she acts nice, we wonder why. However, as she's gotten older, she's gotten a little less crabby and a little more tolerant. Now, if you have somebody like Catherine who comes over, she acts just like a little kitten and is like sweet as pie.
Here we go.
Me, she's like, you go away, lady.
Yep. It's like she's very 50-50 with me.
Yeah.
Good job, honey.
And I try. I give her sickles. I give her treats. And she's like, you just don't deserve my attention and love.
Good job. Get cozy. There we go.
Yeah. You can see she's got gorgeous golden
She's
coat.
one of the prettiest like coat colors. Yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous lady.
And it's funny, the boys that she was with, they were sweet as pie. Yes. And they would like roll and rub on each other, and then you'd see Amanda like a shark behind. And then she'd come and like get away from somebody.
Yeah. Yep. Always ruling the roost.
Yep.
Good job, honey. Yep, it's her and then Perfection. Both 25 now. Yep.
Perfection. And you guys may know Perfection or not, but Perfection is an ocelot. And she's so funny. We had to give her a tower. Her platform is like a tower, because if not, she would climb the side of her cage to get up on her platform.
Yep.
Ocelots and margays, they're awesome climbers, and they actually can turn their wrists around so that they can walk up and down a tree easier.
It's unreal.
So Perfection is our last ocelot here. And she is very quiet and stealthy. And she is one of our best huntresses out there.
She is a huntress for sure. Good job, honey. You made short work of that.
That is one of the enriching parts of our enclosures, is animals can slither through here, fly through here, crawl through here. So they do sometimes get the natural fauna of Florida as well.
Yep.
But the big thing for Carol has always said she wanted them to sleep under the stars instead of being locked into a night house.
Right, absolutely.
That's natural for them. So we're very fortunate that we were able to come up with a plan so they didn't have to go into night houses.
Yes, yeah, because every cat here has access to some form of a den that keeps them high and dry from any of the rainy seasons or the bad weather. And then they've got platforms to enjoy the breezes, which luckily for anyone along the lake, they are blessed with breezes.
Yes. Well, if you guys have a few minutes, let's see if we can find Aria.
Yep, let's give her a go. Whether she'll come out will be a different story. I tried to give intern Kat her last sign-off. I think it was on Thursday, and we went to Aria, and she was just so cozy. She was looking right at us, but was like, no thanks. Yeah. That just also shows you how well fed they are, because like she could have cared less to get up for treats. Like she was like, nope, I'm fine, I'm comfy.
Well, and for me, it makes me feel good when they're like that, because like Aria, she had such a rough time before us.
Yes.
Before coming here, and she had to be in a small enclosure, and she had to do certain things, and now she has the choice.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to come over, I don't want to come over. So we do give them that.
Yep.
Which I think is the most freeing thing possible.
Absolutely, yeah. Jasmine reaped the rewards of that, because I was like, well, I guess we'll go try Jasmine. She came running right over.
Let's see. Aria.
Oh,
Aria.
there's some
Hi.
feet.
I got something for Aria.
Hi, lady. Do you want this sickle or are you too cozy again?
Oh, now you don't see it. Aria. You can see their dens. We've made their dens like you just mentioned so that they can get out of the elements, but also the breeze goes through one of those openings to the other, so it's nice and cool in there.
She just put her head back down like, nope,
and
I'm
then
good.
in the winter, it keeps them warmer too, so
it's cool how it's a dual purpose situation.
Yeah.
All right, well, our last cat snubbed us, but
I know, but we got a lot of good reactions.
we did. Well,
thanks,
thank
everybody,
you.
and thanks for supporting us. This is what we do all the time, and we can't do it without your support, so thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Jen. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you guys again soon.